Hello everyone and welcome to Game 3 in a series between aAa's Nerchio and Lucifron here on... SCB... here on Shattered Temple. So, anyways, Nerchio spawning as the... Nerchio spawning as the blue Zerg at the 12 o'clock position. Meanwhile... back over here, Lucifron spawning as the green Terran. So this is Terran versus Zerg here on Shattered Temple. Always very distracting when I can see a conversation. I'm like, I want to read it. I want to know what's happening. Wait, it doesn't apply to me. Some months of your potential. Yeah. And I've so far, I think this is the first couple of games. And I think this is some of the first time I've cast a game of Lucifron, and Lucifron has been I wouldn't say not surprisingly good, because Lucifron was a world-class player, but apparently Lucifron is still in school, so he wasn't able to really play during the school year, and it looks like he will be going back to school in September once more, but Nerchio saying yes, he's happy that Lucifron will be in school so that Nerchio can actually win some tournaments. A little bit of good manner between the players already, as a drone now making its way to the low ground and establishing that all-important 14 hatchery here on Shattered Temple. A pretty fast expansion, but an SCV will be making its way over and catching sight of this expansion once more. So Lucifron not opening up with the double barracks though. Instead, going for that gas. And did he catch that? Did Nerchio catch the gas? No, he did not catch the gas. So that is going to be very, very important. Lucifron is now upgrading to an orbital command. SCV pretty much sees everything he needs to see already. The spawning pool, the hatchery now being built. And now that SCV just getting in a little bit of damage. You never know when that small amount of damage may amount to a dead hatchery in the early portion of the game, as we are now going into what looks like a Reaper expansion by Lucifron. So Lucifron's deciding to stick to the same strategy that he went to on Tal'Darim Altar. Perhaps he will be able to capitalize and perhaps get 2 to 3 drone kills with this one Reaper. The problem is that that Reaper will be coming into play just as the Queens are about halfway done. I believe that's the timing. Rather, this is close spawns though, close Reaper spawns anyways, here on Tal'Darim Altar. So we'll see what's going to be happening as now the SCV or the drones are now making their way across the map here. You are going to be getting one Queen, perhaps another Queen here as well. And now the Reaper already making its way across the map. If it jumps into this location here, it may get in a lot of Zergling kills, but where is it going? It looks like it's going in a very strange location, and now jumping back down, gonna get some damage onto some Zerglings, and now using that high ground advantage once more, getting some Zergling kills, and continuing to get kills. So this one Reaper already up to 4 kills. Looks to get in a lot of damage onto these Zerglings. It looks like that one Zergling now getting split off from the rest of the group. The Zergling does have the same movement speed as that Reaper. So that Reaper really not dealing the true economic damage that it needed to do. Chasing down Zerglings instead of going for drones. I think that was a little bit of a mistake there. The Reaper now going to try to put some pressure over here by the Queen. But now backing off and going to be able to shut down. No, now jumping up to the high ground and may get some more damage onto these drones over here. So yes, that Reaper getting in a lot of damage already. And now going after another drone. Another drone now taken down, jumping back up to that high ground. And will it be able to get any more damage is the key question. It looks like it wants to get another drone, but that drone is a little bit too smart for that Reaper. But using that high ground advantage once more, you can see that the Reaper is still there, continuing to shoot at that Queen. That Queen is just like, I'm not going to leave my post. I'm going to hold position here. Perhaps even move an Overlord, and in comes a second Queen. The second Queen now may be able to slash in, and oh, a nice juke by Lucifron. So Lucifron splitting the defense and able to escape with this very low hit point Reaper, but I think the Reaper is getting a little bit greedy, running straight head on into a Queen. The Queen now trying to give chase once more, but the Reaper, that Reaper control absolutely beautiful by Lucifron so far, as that Reaper now looking to come around the corner. Will it be able to get more damage is the key question, and it looks like that Queen trying to has that Reaper trapped. That Reaper's days are pretty much numbered. Is it going to be able to just maximize that damage? It looks like it will be able to. Zerglings now coming over as well, and oh, going after the Queen when there were 2 Zerglings in the face. So yes, Nerchio was able to get back with this Queen, but a lot of damage was dealt, as we are now going into that that same strategy that we saw Medevac Viking. So it looks like Blue Flame Hellions will be added. Yes, Blue Flame Hellions are already in position, now making their way inside the base. Constant harassment already. 1 drone now down. Another group of drones. Oh, that may be a complete torching, and that was just an absolute nightmare, as these drones are just getting completely destroyed. 16 workers already killed. And wow, a beautiful play and a slip up by Nerchio, as this one Hellion continues to perhaps get even more kills. Now finally deciding to, no, he's not going to back off. He wants to get more drone kills. Will he get one more shot off is the key question. No, the Roach is able to get there in time. A lot of low hit point Roaches, but Nerchio still, I believe, even on drones at this stage. Lucifron only mining off of 1 base, so he is a little bit behind economically speaking, but Lucifron is going to have a bunker here, and now Medevacs with a lot of Hellions, so those Hellions should be able to handle this. We do also have a tech lab on that starport, so perhaps we will be getting some Banshees in just a moment. It looks as though Roach is now trying to push their way up. Hellions, Marauders now pushing their way in as well, and now that one long distance Marauder getting in a lot of damage here, and now all of those Roaches deciding to pull back. So a curious move. I think those Roaches could have pushed their way in, perhaps shut down the bunker, as we are now getting, once again, another swap. What building will come into play over here? No, it looks like Lucifron perhaps going to be going into Banshees, deciding against it. We are getting another Overlord here. We saw Nerchio also lose a couple Overlords, as he was supply blocked for a little bit of time, and now that Viking already with 3 kills, going toe-to-toe against a Queen. That Queen, trying to slash its way through. The Viking may be able to come out ahead. Who's actually, I don't know who wins in a one-on-one fight, and the Queen, perhaps natural regeneration for the win in that battle, or perhaps getting in a couple early acid spines, definitely helping out. The Queen dealing 8 damage, 8 damage a second versus the Vikings, I believe, 12. I am trying to remember all of my stats for you guys, as we are now transitioning into a Spire. 6 more drones now coming into play. 43 drones versus 42 SCVs. And we'll see what Nerchio transitions into. He does have a large amount of gas, so he should be able to easily get up anywhere from, I believe, 10 to 12 Mutalisks as soon as that Spire is done. But we are going into a barracks with a reactor, stim pack, and combat shield completing very shortly, as SCV is also transitioning down into here. Double bunkers on the low ground in order to fend off any Zergling or Roach rushes. And I believe we are also going to be getting the level 1 weapons attack as Hellions. Wow, how did I miss that? Green, very difficult to catch up over here. Let me rewind the replay for you guys. So 4 Hellions back over here, and it looks like they're going to be able to just simply run in and get a lot of damage. The Queen could easily get toasted right there. Down it goes, and now you can see that the Hellions going after more drones, more Zerglings, and Lucifron just not relenting in this attack. You can see 33 worker kills, getting in another one there. So 37 worker kills once more, 33 drones versus 44 SCVs. And Nerchio unable to really get that strong of an army. He does have 10 Mutalisks in training, though, so that will definitely help. Where is an engineering bay? I do not spot one. So these SCVs may get destroyed in just a moment. You can see, however, what Marines and Marauders quickly shutting down, and we may have an elevator drop up onto that high ground. Are we going to see that in just a moment? Yes, an elevator drop up onto that high ground. Marines dropping, Marauders dropping. Siege tank does not have siege mode. Mutalisk now coming in, going after those Marines. The Marines are stimmed. There is a siege tank down over here. Not quite sure what the retreat there, as the sheer number is just too much, perhaps. And now the Mutalisk may be able to go after the rest of those Medevacs. Medevacs taking a bit of damage, but now backing off as the Mutalisk now goes straight into the mineral line, going after these SCVs, trying to get some economic damage in. and now picking off units one at a time. The Marines unable to catch up to those Mutalisks, as the Mutalisks going after unit after unit. There you go. Marines finally able to make their way over, and Nerchio utilizing his very, very mobile army to deal a decent amount of damage there. You can see he does have a slightly larger army, but his economy is at 42 drones compared to 44 SCVs, and he does not have another hatchery up yet. These destructible rocks need to get destroyed. It looks like the Mutalisk is still flying around trying to get more damage in. It looks like missile turrets are finally coming into play, so Lucifron will at least be able to deter any Mutalisk harassment any longer. Mutalisk, are they going to be able to fly in? No, Marines getting in some free shots on them, as Nerchio being forced to pull back once again. We are now getting a macro hatch from Nerchio, but things are still not looking that good. 40 drones versus 48 SCVs, especially with more and more mules coming into play. Total worker kills 37. Those blue flame Hellions, the bane of many drones today. Currently, we are now going into a double factory. We have 4 barracks and a starport coming in from Nerchio. You can see the Spire and Roaches, decent or even army sizes, or food sizes, 113 to 107, so not too different. But the real problem is going to be the fact that Nerchio needs to get this one hatchery up. He is still behind on workers, and he needs the power drone, but he's not really having any significant luck. There are a couple Marines, Roaches, and Zerglings siege tanks now going to be pushing in over here, and Lucifron getting in a lot of damage across those Roaches. Once more, Roaches now running back home. The siege tanks have finished off the clear or the gold expansion rock, so Lucifron now getting this expansion. And this is going to be a very, very bad news. Lucifron getting the gold minerals already. These drones perhaps getting over here just a little bit too early as the hatchery. Are these drones going to be able smart enough? No, it doesn't look like they're smart enough to actually return the minerals over here. Going to walk all the way back home instead, as a Marine catches this one hatchery and now being completed. Roaches and Zerglings down in the center portion of the field. Army compositions much larger now for Lucifron, as the drones now finish their long distance mining and are going to be continuing on their merry way. We are still at layer, now getting off another round of spawn larva, as well as the Mutalisk look to deal even more harassment, but not that much damage has been dealt. Lucifron's Marines are not upgraded though. They will have that 1-0 upgrade in just a moment, but no upgrades coming in from Nerchio either. Roaches, Overlords, and now Mutalisk looking to perhaps push in and do a bit more damage. There are a missile turret there. One missile turret will get 2 or 3 shotted right there. And now going after some of those key units, getting rid of those Marines, and now going after those other lower hit point. Oh, a lot of missile turrets down over here. He should not be trying to engage. Missile turrets now getting repaired. Nerchio not playing a very, very smart battle here. Now trying to go after another missile turret. Down it goes. But after he's lost a lot of units already, Nerchio now trying to push in with these Zerglings, but they are going to get cut off as Lucifron able to swing back around with those units. A siege tank's now getting destroyed. SCV's getting destroyed as well, so Nerchio now putting a dent into this army as those Roaches are just getting absolutely taken apart here. The army advantage of Lucifron about double in mineral now, as the Mutalisk look to put in a bit more pressure. More Mutalisk, however, getting shot down by these missile turrets, and I believe those units will be forced to return home. Overlords in the center portion of the map gonna get caught out of position, and now down go the rest of these Overlords. It looks as though the pathogen glands about a quarter of the way completed. Needs another 20 seconds before you can start seeing any true training at all. Another Overseer does get destroyed. The drones get caught by those siege tanks, and now the siege tanks are going to be able to simply destroy this one hatchery, dealing a lot of damage in a very, very well fortified position. The Marine's going to finish off this hatchery here, and I believe Nerchio is going to realize that he cannot do very much to slow down Lucifron. Lucifron has a planetary fortress in the gold. The Zerglings will not be able to break that line. There are siege tanks and Marines up on the high ground ready to defend. Siege tanks now pushing their way over once more, and Lucifron just simply playing hopscotch with his army and will be able to push in to his opponent's base in just a moment. Siege tanks still pushing their way in, and you can see that in very, very nice hopscotch positioning. Still, Marines pushing forward once more, and I believe the medevac accidentally picked up any of those units there. You can see a very large group of units hiding off on this side of the brush, and is it going to be enough to try to outflank your opponent if they move into this location? Perhaps trying to show a little bit of weakness. Siege tanks, however, and more Marines still being added. Almost a 7,000 resource army. A 7,000 resource army now rolling through. In comes the fungal growth. Let me rewind this as I saw the reinforcements. Now you can see the Mutalisk trying to engage. Zerglings now pushing in. We are going to get some fungal growth here on some of these units. There you go. There's some fungal growth. The siege tanks now blasting away at the rest of those infestors. More Marines pushing through. The siege tanks will get destroyed, but Lucifron coming in with the rear with a lot more units. Once more, the infestors do not have enough energy for another fungal growth. As I say that, there was one fungal growth there, and Nerchio gives the smiley face and says it was fun, GG, even though he was simply outclassed against Lucifron. Lucifron playing, I guess, during summer vacation, and wow, very, very impressive play. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed this 3-game series. 3-game set, Lucifron winning all 3 games over Nerchio. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening.